Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is titled Move Forward to the Next Chapter. Let's dive right in. A lot of people find themselves stuck in life, trapped in the past, and fixated on what's happened to them. It's easy to cling to those memories, feeling like they define who we are. Some folks get so caught up in those moments that they can't see a way forward, as if the past is all there is. Take a moment to think about it. Have you ever found yourself reminiscing about a time when things were better? Maybe you've been in a dead-end job, feeling like there's no way out. It's frustrating, right? But here's the thing. Just like in a book, you can choose to turn the page. If you don't like a chapter, you can always move on to a new one. Life is about making choices, and you have the power to leave behind those chapters that no longer serve you. It's crucial to recognize when you're in a tough situation. Maybe you're in a job that drains your energy, or perhaps a relationship that's run its course. Whatever it is, the first step is acknowledging that you're in a place you don't want to be. That awareness is empowering. Now let's talk about moving on. Some people think it has to be a big, dramatic shift, but it doesn't. Sometimes, moving on can mean taking small steps. Maybe you start your day with a different breakfast, or you pick up a new hobby. Little changes can have a huge impact. It's about shaking up your routine just enough to create a sense of momentum. But let's be honest, moving on isn't always easy. It can be painful. I'm not trying to make light of the situation here. You might find yourself grappling with feelings of sadness or loss. But often, that pain leads to something beautiful. There's that saying, you can't have a rainbow without a little rain. You need to experience the tough times to truly appreciate the good. I know I've felt this myself, especially in friendships or situations that didn't pan out. It's so tempting to dwell on what could have been. You might think about all the what-ifs, but here's the key. You're the author of your own story. It's your metaphorical book, and you have the freedom to turn to any page you want. Think about it. Sometimes we convince ourselves that not talking to someone anymore isn't a big deal. But if it matters to you, then it matters. Everyone handles things differently, and that's okay. The beauty of life is that you can always decide to move on, to seek out new chapters that excite you. So, if you find yourself in a difficult place, remember that you have the power to change it. Embrace the idea of turning the page. Look for what brings you joy and fulfillment. Maybe it's a new job, a new relationship, or even just a new perspective on life. The next chapter might be waiting just around the corner. And it's important to recognize that sometimes moving on is a gradual process. You don't have to rush it. You can take your time to figure out what you really want. Maybe you'll start with small changes, and before you know it, you'll find yourself in a completely different place. In the end, and don't be afraid to rewrite your story. Remember, you can always choose a new path. Life is full of possibilities, and the next chapter could be your best one yet. Thanks again for listening to this episode of Moore's October Rants. Until next time, take care and keep moving forward.